Hi, Karen. Nice to finally meet you.
Nice
As
to
we,
meet you. Too, for having me.
not a problem. So first off, I know it impacts a lot of people all over the world, but the writers have finally come to an agreement and looks like the strike's coming to an end.
It looks like
As,
it.
as a screenwriter yourself, how exciting is that? How exciting
I
news is that for you?
well, I'm really excited for everyone else. I am not a Writers Guild myself. Oh, look, you
Right.
actually, buddy. It's
Oh,
my of writing. It's my writing buddy. It's a Mateo. Um,
I met
I
you.
yeah, I am not in either guild. But that
Right.
said, again, everything it's like the Bible. It all like everything starts with the word, and without the word, there is nothing. And
Oh,
so I
that's your ground. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm so happy just to know that there seems to be, from what I can tell, like a real end in sight. And those writers have basically been, putting their butts on the line, and it's been a hard, hard few months. So yeah,
Hopefully the actors can follow suit soon and everybody can get back to work.
I hope so. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Now you've got a multitude of talents. As people who know you on your socials, I mean, you've previously been an entertainment lawyer. You're a writer director of Evangeline, and now with the Curse of Willow song that comes out on digital and DVD tomorrow. That's kind of exciting. It's 3 years of because it first debuted back in 2020.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in that, as you know, we had Bring It On, Cheer or Die, and that took
Yes.
a good chunk of my mental life. And so, we were hoping to get Curse of Willow song out beforehand, but the universe had basically other plans, and so it almost leapfrogged. Like it came out. It's what actually helped get me the job for Bring It On, Cheer or Die, and then weirdly enough, it comes out a year after. So it's been really interesting just to have that.
Yeah. But I'm sure you're excited to have that on physical media as well.
I'm really excited. I like again, it's a film that's really near and dear to me, and I just again more than anything, when you get a film out there, it's making sure that everyone sees everyone's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to basically just champion the fact that my crew, my cast, basically that people are seeing the film because little indies actually take they take a lot of love from everyone.
Yeah. How long was the whole process for you? I mean,
It was real.
from the
Oh
word
yeah.
from the word go, like from writing that script and then getting it financed and then directing it and
In a weird way, it went really fast and really slow at the same time. I think I came up with the idea was inspired in the late, basically fall of 2017, because I was working on a documentary sizzle reel, and we had actually, like, after 2 years of working, like, all documentaries take a long time as far as like
yeah.
getting the groundwork. And so my research partner and I, Caitlin Dowling, basically we went down to Oregon, and we were actually filming female inmates who were training to be firefighters in the forest, and that's where I got the idea for Willow. And I ended up,
Oh,
the National Novel Writing Month. You do that, right? Like you
yeah.
do the yeah.
I've never
So
taken part, but I know of it.
oh, I thought you did write. I don't know why I thought you did write in it, but so I did that in 2017. I wrote a novella of the script, and then I did that in 2 weeks. So I had 2 weeks left of my month. So I actually adapted it in 2000, that same month. I didn't do another draft until I think end of January 2018, and then we were actually on, like, in camera, like going into production March of that year of 2018. So it went like snot, like it just went. But then we after editing, we took a long time in getting the CGI work. At that point, I think it's Side Street is now Infinity,
Right.
and so they were basically doing our and it was really complicated, and I thank them hugely for it, because again, what's the triangle that you can have a fast, good, or cheap, right? And I think I couldn't afford fast, so of the three things I got, basically a lot of support from them, but also it's really good. It's just that we couldn't get it fast. And so I don't think we finished until I'd say like beginning of 2020. So it took a lot longer, like just getting all the elements, basically pushing and finally by the time we got the CG done, then you still have to do like the sound mix, you still have to do all of that sort of work. So that took until probably beginning maybe it was, oh my God, I think it was like the beginning of 2020, or at least in and around, and we started
Yeah.
sending out to films, and then the pandemic hit. So
Right.
it's just so weird. And so all of a sudden this film that was written and conceived in 2017-18 kind of felt very pandemic-y. And we ended up having our first cast and crew screening in July, basically in the parking lot as a drive-in for
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. So it was really awesome that we did that. And it was just, again, I wanted everyone to be able to see it. But again, it was just really weird that we were out doing this thing. And then and then our first film festival we premiered in Vancouver, which was amazing, but we were still in the very limited audience situation. So I think there was only 50 people in the audience and us, and so it just felt like I never felt like the film got the full, I mean, like I think people saw it in the film festival circuit, and then so I thought I was going to have it out, and then it wasn't until 2021 I ended up getting on Bring It On, Cheer or Die, and that just basically took me to Winnipeg. Then I was in post, like it was just it took, I don't think I was really mentally clear until maybe sometime in the middle, like towards the end of 2022. So that's what took so long. Like it was really, it feels like a long time, but actually when I break it down in this sort of way, it's like it's long, but not really as long as you think.
Yeah.
Like I was doing stuff. I wasn't quite as, sorry, there he is. I was doing things.
I know he likes to be in on the interviews too.
The moment, like he was sleeping, and then the moment he heard your voice, he was like, "Oh, I'm coming over." Yeah. So
he recognizes another cat person.
yes, I think so. It's a spike nose.
That's right. So how does it feel from going from independence to, working for a studio? Because you're doing that film directly for them.
Yeah, it's a matter of scale. I would say that in a lot of ways, I mean, we it feels like a lot of additional, not pressure, but responsibility when it comes to working for someone else. I'm not used to having bosses.
You're used to being in charge.
Yeah, I'm used to basically calling the shots, and so having studio executives and producers and people, and also a franchise that I really felt like I was responsible for. Like people love, like when you're on a franchise, I don't know how other people feel about directing these things, but I feel like there's so much love for that franchise that you can't go in there thinking, yeah, well, watch my magic. Like it really is a matter of respecting what it is and the fans and the people who love this, and trying not to screw that up while trying to do something new as much as you can, you know what I mean? And within those confines. So I am an indie girl at heart, so it was really nice to be on a studio film. The nice thing is, of course, we were filming it in Winnipeg, and we did the post, or a lot of the post, in Vancouver. So in a lot of ways it still felt Canadian. It still felt in some way sort of indie, but just bigger.
Well, and you got to put your little spin on it because it was more of a horror movie than it was a comedy. I guess they're comedy romances. Kind of.
Yeah, like they're more like they're cheer comedies, right? Like they're very so I was really lucky that it was like their Halloween special. And again, they would not have called me if it was just a straight on comedy. Like no, I'm not a cheerleader. Are you shocked? Like, yeah, no,
I'm totally shocked.
Pom-poms, like, no, it's actually not even pom-poms. It's just being coordinated and not literally knocking myself out. I'm not, I'm just not, no one wants to see me doing anything active. Let's just put it that way.
Well, some of the other skills you have, of course, you're a painter and you have an exhibit on right now. Until
October 26th or so. Yeah, I think October 2016 at the Port Moody Art Center. So it's part of a group exhibit, and it's basically to encourage young people to basically take up art at any age. Like it's really about celebrating fine art, and there's everything from textiles. I happen to have I have an oil painting of a big wet rose, and I have a small pen and ink illustration of Medusa. So those are mine. So I do a little of everything, but yeah, it's 2023 has been amazing because it's a me re-exploring the fact that I write. I forgot my art. I forgot my painting. I forgot my drawing. I forgot that side of me.
Yeah, and you're also a seamstress as well. You like to.
Did you make my clothes? Yeah, I'm wearing what
Yeah.
I'm making. Yeah, I made my earrings. I'm that person. But the funny thing is that I busted up my wrist this year, and so because of that, I haven't actually sewn or knitted, which is why I normally be like I'm usually just hardcore making
Yeah,
textiles. But my wrist has been sort of I seem to have damaged the tendon. I slipped in the end of December, and unbeknownst to me, there was a small tear in the tendon, and I just kept knitting, and I think I really blew it on some level, but in a good way. It's actually made me kind of open up to try other things. Like, again, I hadn't painted in like years,
right.
and it was really important for me to get back into that. And I also took up pottery, which I have never done before, so I was like doing pottery, and then at this point I'm getting back into my writing, so just diving back into my short stories and feature film writing and short films as well. So I didn't realize how much time textiles took over.
Oh, now you have
Oh,
creativity.
is it gone now? It's gone now. Yeah. Sorry, did you ask a question? I'm sorry, there was this tonal thing that I was like, oh, the gods in heaven have opened up and have like stopped us from speaking.
No, I said it's like you said, it's opened you up to those other avenues of creativity that you haven't explored before.
I think so. I think you need to do that. And then I made another short film this year as well. It's we're just working on the final credits and layback, so hopefully very shortly. But it's my first time working in the volume wall. You know that the virtual sound stages that we have now with the
Yeah.
screens. So I did a short film called Alt X, and it should be coming out. Hopefully, we'll be submitting to film festivals and see where that goes. But that was really nice. That's the first thing I've basically the actor that is in Curse of Willow song, Ingrid Nilsson, who plays Flea, pitched me this short idea story. And she wrote she came up with the idea and the original story, and I ended up writing a script, and she stars in it. And yeah, so we actually filmed that based on just our noodlings back and forth. And yeah, we were at the Vancouver Virtual Production House, and it was produced by Kristen Stilling and shot by my same DP who did Curse of Willow song, Thomas Billingsley. Actually, the whole band. We called it like the band's back together. Pat Carrick did my music. Gregor Phillips did the sound design. We had Jeannie Slater as my editor. Like, everyone came on board, and some new friends as well. So you'll hopefully it'll be out there, and we'll see.
Well, maybe it'll be in Whistler.
You know what? I think I might have missed the deadlines, because again, we're still not like, we haven't got the full layback out. So
Oh, okay.
wherever we go, it'll be like in the new year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, the of course the Curse of Willow song won Best Film at VIFF in 2020. Did
That was
did that put any extra pressure on you at all? Like, or was that just an accolade that you weren't expecting? Because it was pretty early on in the festival that they gave you that award.
Yeah, it was really shocking and hugely lovely. And actually, it's because of the Curse of Willow song that we were able to do the short film, because part of the prize package from that was post-production work from AltX, like for AltX from
Oh,
so I
oh,
was able to finally use that. And Company 3 basically did our post-production on AltX. So that was really huge.
nice.
Yeah. So it all came in, like, it all came forward. It's very cool.
It's nice they don't have a period of time that you have to spend it.
They were really kind. I was supposed to do it within the year, but again, they were just so accommodating, and again, really generous with that. Like, they could have cut at any time, but actually, because I was in Winnipeg at that time with Bring It On, they were like, okay, like we'll just push it. And they were so nice to basically be like, hey, you know, like they kind of just let it be. And so it was really, really cool. Again,
Well,
our industry is amazing. Like it's just been so supportive of all the idiotic ideas I ever have. So
yeah, but you're award-winning filmmaker, so you know they. And if you're working on another film, it's not like, well, I'm just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, but I want to keep the money for now until I
yeah,
find something.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, one can say one is award winning, but the truth is that I'm only award winning because I have so much support from everyone. You know what I mean? It's nice if you get an accolade, but it's even nicer when other people are also getting those, because to me,
Yeah.
I this without so much support and so much love from this industry.
Well, yeah, and the Vancouver film community is very supportive.
So
Yeah.
much so. Like again, we are so well trained, we are so like just passionate about what we do, and again, it's because of this thriving, you know, post like basically production industry that we have, that allows like little indies like me to basically like kind of ride over, you know, basically take advantage of some of the great training and the resources that we have. Otherwise, I mean, if they had to rely on yours truly to basically pay their bills, I'm sad for everyone.
What are your thoughts on physical media versus streaming? Do you have a difference of opinion? Do you think there's room for both? A lot of people think that physical media is dying out, but I don't see it.
I am still a DVD person. Funny enough that you would say this, because I literally just bought a physical DVD of Bring It On, Cheer or Die. I bought a couple of copies and I'd given them to friends, and
Right.
I just got my copy right now because I don't know about you, but I'm terrified that at some point, because with streaming services, bless them, it means that people can have access. Like, for example, Curse of Willow song is going to be on a lot of different video platforms and streaming platforms. But I feel like if anything ever happened to the cloud, you know what I mean? Or when they take you down every so often, I still like having my physical copies of things. Like I still have Criterion DVDs and Blu-rays. I still want to have the real actual thing. So maybe
Yeah.
that's just me. Yeah, I did dump out a lot this year though. I got some remodeling and I was cleaning and I was like, okay, I have DVDs here that do I really like, is this really the best thing? So I basically kept the cream of my crop, but I didn't, I did get rid of a lot of them.
Yeah, I've got about 600 movies.
Really? Oh my God. Do you have it like, how do you organize it? Is it alphabetical?
Oh, it's all alphabetized. Yeah.
Oh. So is
There's
there
an
a way?
app you can get on your phone too. You can get an app on your phone and you can scan the back of the case, and it gives you the synopsis and everything.
I had no idea. That's awesome. So, but meaning, do you have room to keep expanding that? Like, as in, what if you like, what if it's in the middle of the alphabet? Like, do you have to shift things around?
Yeah, gets a bit. You got to get creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right over there, but yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
move the camera.
Look that up so I can see.
Yeah.
um, on my on Bring It On, my first AD Miguel, basically like I remember having like we interviewed, like I had to meet Miguel on Zoom back in the day. Well, we're still in Zoom. Sorry, why am I saying it's back in the day? We're still on Zoom, but his entire wall was just DVDs, and I spent the whole time talking to him, but also looking like, oh my God, what is happening behind you? Is insane. Awesome. I love it. Yeah.
I used to have them behind me, but our mutual friend Lizzie Mack, she said it's too distracting because people keep looking behind you.
That's a good
So,
point.
yeah, I made it less distracting behind me now.
That's very like, so do you have a preference? Like, do you miss having like, you know, like physical?
Yeah, I prefer the physical, mainly because of the behind the scenes. That's why I named my website Behind the Scenes, is because that really made me appreciate film at a very young age. was seeing the behind the scenes stuff of how they make movies, and it made me appreciate it more. The time and the time and yeah, just the work behind it all.
Cool. Yeah, I miss, that's the thing I love about the Criterion Blu-rays and that sort of stuff, is that there's so much. You get a package, you get essays, you get like, I love that too. You're right. It's film school box.
Yeah, Criterion Channel actually is like they have their own channel, and on special ones, like they'll have a Criterion, like it's a Criterion release. So then they have all the behind the scenes stuff that you have on the disc. The first streaming platform to ever do that.
That is amazing. They made it where, they set the gold standard, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, for sure. So now I want to go back and like, sorry, I'm thinking of my DVDs now. You put it in my head and I'm like, I want to rewatch Inside Llewyn Davis. That's my go-to whenever I'm feeling like, one of these like sort of quiet, misty days. I'm like, yeah, it's time for Llewyn Davis.
I got the screener sent to the house the year that came out. They sent the screener, they sent the soundtrack, they sent the songbook. Yeah, they sent so much stuff for that movie.
Oh my God, I want the songbook.
Yeah, but you said that's one thing you won't do is karaoke. So
you know what? I am actually, speaking of things that I'm learning, I have just started vocal lessons.
have you really?
Yeah. I'm
What are you
singing.
gonna sing?
No, I'm singing an adult School of Rock. It's on 12th and Canby, and I signed up. So I have, believe it or not, weekly vocal lessons and band practice. This is why anything this year. Like I'm not making it, like I'm making other things. I've thrown myself back into filmmaking. So I'm writing, but I'm also not making as many clothes. So that's important. But the other thing that I'm doing is I'm singing.
Wow.
I know, it's horrifying for all of us. I'm quite sure. I'm not tone deaf. I actually, I've had years and years of music practice, but I've never been a singer. And so it's just like, oh my God, are you really going to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally doing this.
Good for you. Good for you. You're facing your fears.
Bad for all of you, but good for me.
Oh no, they'll teach you the levels and stuff, won't they? They'll walk you through all that.
I'm learning things. I'm learning. Yeah, there's some vocal control that I apparently don't have, but we're learning. We're good.
So what is it you're learning right now? What song or songs?
Oh, we've got 4 songs that our band is practicing. We're doing September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I am background on that one. We're doing Purple Rain, Prince, and because we're in the Midwest group sort of stuff, so I'm backups on that as well. We are doing which is the other one? Oh, we're doing Cherub Rock, Smashing Pumpkins, and Billy Corgan is very, very challenging. I am backup on that one, and I'm singing lead vocals on Cheap Trick's Surrender.
Nice. One of my favorite bands. That was my it was my first concert I ever went to. It was Cheap Trick back in 1980. Okay.
This is kismet. This is really, that's cool. That's very cool.
Got a trick question for you. Do you know why they sing? Do you know why they wrote in "Got My Kiss Records Out"? Do you know why they put that in there?
No.
Well, each time they play it live in concert, they have a Kiss record. I think it's Love Gun, and they all autograph it, and they throw it. They just the cover. They throw it out into the crowd, right? So what it is because they're still grateful to this day that Kiss took them on their very first tour. So how's that for paying it back?
That is so awesome. I have to tell my band that. I just like saying that. Not a band.
My band.
We practice on Sunday nights, and I'm going to, and actually we didn't get to do it yesterday, which was Sunday, and so we only were doing Purple Rain, and we had time for September. But next week I'm up, so I have to. But now I have a little extra. Thank you so much. You gave me the Criterion extra. No.
Yeah, I've seen them 6 times. They're awesome.
You've seen them 6 times?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I know I realized I didn't know that many songs from them. So I mean the cool thing about doing this is that we don't pick the songs, like basically the school picks the songs. And
Right.
so kind of like this is terrible. I mean, I didn't know Cherub Rock from Smashing Pumpkins. And actually what was really horrifying was that I was the only person to know the Surrender, like of the vocalists. They didn't know Surrender. And I was like, how did you not grow up with like, basically you couldn't be in a pub or a band, like, you know what I mean? Like house bands were always playing Cheap Trick when we were like, any way you want, like, it was like no, that was sorry, it was
I want you to
Surrender.
want me. I want you to
Yeah.
want me. That was the big one.
You to want me. Yeah.
There you go. So you sang that
sorry, make me
tune.
sing. Damn it. Don't make me sing. You're not allowed to do that.
You just sang on your own. You just sang
on
pre-record.
Because you said it, so I had to sing it. That's bad. It's bad.
You sounded fine, Karen.
Oh God. Yeah. It's
I'm gonna cut it out and put it all over social media.
No, don't do that. Do not do terrible idea.
So we were gonna do an interview last week, but the scheduled time we had, you had other appointments you had to do.
Yes.
Directors Guild of Canada was one of them. Are you allowed to disclose details while you were there?
Oh, you know what? We're actually trying to showcase BC directors who are already working on basically for it's a showcase for Toronto, LA studios and productions to see that we're actually working. So it's like a photo shoot and a documentary trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was the thing. Occasionally you want to make sure that they're very kind to have invited me along on that, but it was basically showcasing the fact that a lot of shows are done here and we're already working on, a lot of these kind of, American and studio projects.
Right. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. They got you involved in that.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's nice to, like, again, to be even included amongst, basically the peers that you actually put on a pedestal it's actually very cool.
Well, you're kind of high on my pedestal, so.
You're very kind. I am, I'm just me.
I know, but you've made some pretty incredible movies. So.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just really happy that you watch them and you actually, because I know your taste, and so I follow you, and so it's like, oh my God, he actually liked it. It's a vote of confidence. Thank you.
You're welcome. October 20th is an exciting day because you're going to be, in Kelowna? In Kelowna?
Yeah.
The Feminist Horror Film Festival.
Yes, indeed.
It's going to be Curse of Willow Song is going to be there.
Yeah, and I might. Probably shouldn't say it out loud. Never mind. Didn't say it. La 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 la. Okay. Yeah, for sure. We're going to focus on that, and depending. Yeah, so I was just going to say that if we finish the short film in time, I might give some of the audience a little sneak preview, but it's not official because we actually have to go through, hopefully, applying to film festival. So it's not an official screening of any sort. I just want to be like, hey, I haven't had a cast and crew screening. You want to be it?
Well, that would be something to be jealous of.
Yeah,
it would go to Kelowna to see it.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Like it's again just I'm just grateful that people want to actually spend any time with me at all. And so it's really nice to actually be part of the festival and to have an evening just to talk films. I think that's, again, film nerdery. I'm all about that.
Yeah, but you've been asked to present movies at those special screenings that Biff does every year. Like last year, you did for the 80s, and this year you did for the 90s. Or no, last year was the 70s. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so last year I got to introduce Carrie, and this year introduced Blood Simple and Blue Velvet. So they were. It was such an honor because the thing that people may or may not know is that when you're doing these opening presentations, you're actually doing a couple of days worth of research because you want to make sure that it's a little something that it's not just you saying, hey, really like the film. Like I always like to make sure that there's a little something in it that I'm getting the right gist of it, and that I'm presenting it in a way that is not spoilery but also makes people think about it before they even watch it.
Yeah. When I remember when I first saw Blood Simple and the scene in the bar when the camera's on the bar and then the guy's asleep on the bar and it just goes up and over, and I'm like, okay, that's something I've never seen before.
Awesome.
They would cut to the other side and scan backwards, so you're not interrupting the shot, but they just went right over. And it's like,
I
oh,
not love the Coens. I'm so glad we went back from like me wanting to watch Inside Llewyn Davis again to like we get to Blood Simple, and they're still amongst my heroes.
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's a body of work is what I'm saying. Like I'm not worthy.
Well, I don't know.
I'd have to live a lot longer given how much they've worked over the years, and basically, I would have to start pumping out one a year, I think, for the next, I don't know how long. And and from what you can see from the Curse of Willow song, how long it took us, I don't think that I'm pumping them out that fast.
Yeah, but you had COVID interfere in the process of that.
Yeah, small worldwide pandemic. What's that? Nothing. And for that matter, like that actually made it really hard because when we were as an indie, it was really hard during COVID times because it wasn't like I could afford the full health and what I mean? Like we're so much better with it now. But when we started, it was like, oh my God, that was a whole other department for COVID, right? And
Right.
no way I could possibly do it. So I mean, I think I'd be better equipped now, but back then it seemed really significant if you've got people constantly having to deal with hygiene and what I mean? Like it just was like really impossible to film. It was hard because even studio, like when I was doing Bring It On, one of the things that we were having to do was like, our entire crew was getting regularly tested. I have never had some stranger put so many swabs up my nose. It was quite like, and apparently you would not believe this. I'm ticklish and I sneeze. So the moment the swab goes in my nose, I can't stop laughing and then I start sneezing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, they need to find different ways to test people.
Yeah. Well, they have now, I guess, with various like COVID, like now, I mean, it's much better now. You can do your own swabbing as compared to having someone tickling you as they're going along. And I was just done. And I never got over it from the first time I got tested to like in post-production when they were still testing us, that tickle bug is still in my nose. So do not do not put a Q-tip up my nose unless you want squealing laughter. So
do it during surrender.
Something. Oh my God. Anyway. Oh, we'll be playing the Roxy at the in December, apparently.
Really?
I will let you know to not come. So yeah.
Wear earplugs.
Exactly.
Well, Karen, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and if I get a chance, I don't know what my VIF schedule is looking like, but if there is a chance, I'd love to actually see you in real life.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being so accommodating for mine as well. And so, yeah.
Oh, of course.
And I guess I'll see you back online.
Yes,
you will. On the other platforms.
Okay. Take care.